Alright, this should be the last episode I record for today. Um, like I said, my goal for this recording session was to unlock. I put it in a fucking stupid shade of green. My goal for this recording session, like I said a couple of episodes ago, was to unlock the helmet that you get for playing for 1 hour. Um, so that's what I'm going to aim to do. I've been playing for a little while now. I started playing at like 4 something. So by the end of this episode, hopefully I should have it. Don't know if I actually will, but I should. I'm planning on it. I might have to go ahead and record an 8th episode in this session. But I'm okay with that, you know? And I mean, I'm okay with that until I find out that the Elgato has completely fucking desynced everything again. Then I'm gonna be very upset. I mean, just thinking about it now is making me a little bit angry. If I had to go silent, just take a breath. But yeah, these races, you know, even though I'm driving a fucking Gaylord car, they're not so hard. I need to relax a little bit. So, you know, I tried to. Usually, I try to be a little bit quieter. You know, mostly because I don't even have a microphone. I'm using my fucking phone to record my voice. But also because, you know, most racing game channels focus a lot on, you know, screaming and drifting. I want it to be an alternative, and there's plenty of alternatives to screaming and drifting. Oh, there's some that I'd recommend, like it's either TPL Motorsport or TLP, but that guy who doesn't do commentary at all, except for in like 1 or 2 videos. You know, if you really want to see Gran Turismo played properly, instead of me, which is so far my accomplishments making YouTube videos of Gran Turismo 3 include buying a Daihatsu minivan instead of a Daihatsu K car like I wanted to, and running a 1 hour long Mazda MX-5 endurance race across like 6 episodes or something. You know, just splitting it mid-race. This time around, for my Let's Play of GT3, I might not do the endurance races on this channel. I'm thinking that I'll put those on my second channel as like bonus material. And the world, like the top world championships as well, they're gonna take fucking forever to do. Although not too long, I don't think. I know that there's one race in the Formula 1 cars which is basically just an endurance race. But I mean, I should be able to complete most championships, obviously not within an episode, but within like an hour and a half is the plan. If I can't, then I can't, but I should be able to. You know, inevitably, I'll end up one race shy of being able to complete a championship within my recording session. And then all the timing will be out of sync forever in terms of getting stuff done, you know, and rounding out episodes nicely. Kind of like how it is in this series already, where I'm having to do this last race of the medium quick race level at the start of this episode, rather than having it at the end of the last episode I did. But these kinds of things, you know, mistakes into miracles sometimes. Because at least, you know, I'm not unlocking a car and going, bam, drive it next week. You know, right about now I'm unlocking a car and being like, bam, let's drive it right now. And now that I do have that car unlocked, or hopefully should do, the Subaru, I think, is... No, you get the Lancer for this, I think. Quick race completed, new car available. Go straight up for hard. I still haven't unlocked the helmet, but I'm going to get it any minute now, I can guarantee it. Almost. I mean, I can't guarantee it. Oh, it's a Camaro. Oh, great. Right, this is probably going to be the level of this that I have the most trouble with. I know it. You know, you go to hard and you think, oh, it's going to be hard. But this particular race at San Francisco in the Chevy Camaro, when I played this game over the weekend, like I've been saying for the last couple of episodes, to make sure that it plays right, and I know what I'm doing. Oop. Well, first of all, the same thing always happens. That green car, I missed what it was. I think it was like a VXD20 or something. Always spins out through turn 1. But also, I usually end up losing to the other Camaro in this race. Every other race in this championship is fine. I could win it as easily as all the other races I've done in the quick race mode for the last few episodes. But this one, I struggle, and I don't know why I struggle. Probably because of the amount of airtime makes the car difficult to drive. Because it's hard to like turn, brake, accelerate, or do really anything when the car isn't touching the ground. Because cars aren't designed, for the most part, to be in the air. And also the Camaro is pretty pig fat, so it can be kind of difficult to get through. Especially when the AI in this game don't even think you exist. But I'm past him, so now I just have to hold my position. On one hand, I could kind of hope that the Camaro comes back, so that I'm not humiliated. Embarrassed by saying that I might have a problem with this race and then having literally no problem at all. But on the other hand, I would prefer it if that didn't happen, because then I'd be able to just win and move on. And I think I'd rather win and move on than have my point about the Camaro being difficult to beat proved right. You know what I'm saying? So, 2 laps to go. I'm actually pulling out a gap. So, as long as I don't spin, which I almost did through that corner back there, but as long as I don't spin or crash into any walls, really, which is stuff that generally you don't want to be doing anyway, I should be okay. He's staying at about a constant distance. He made up a little bit of time there, but I'll probably make it back through the next sector, etc, etc. Besides, if he's only making up time at like 0.1 of a second through every sector, then, with like 1.5, less than that even, laps to go, there's no chance of him making up enough time to have a go at me. Although he is definitely making up time at 0.1 of a second every sector. Which is a little bit worrying. I'd rather, sort of rather that he didn't do that, and he could like stay behind me like the rest of the AI do, usually, on this game. Sometimes I actually have a fight with he picked up a fair bit more time than he normally would through there. And that sucked, because I thought that was going to be a good sector, where I could gain a little bit of time back. Okay, now, I wouldn't say that panic was starting to set in, but panic is kind of sort of a little bit starting to set in. Oh no, never mind. I just looked at that sector split, and I've got all the time back, so it turns out that Sector 1 is where I'm good, and he's not. Rather than, the final sector like I semi-thought it was. So I didn't have a problem with the problem race like I thought I would, which is relieving. I'm glad about that. So one last corner, and job done. Probably still not going to give me the helmet. I'm pretty sure I've been recording for an hour now, but maybe not. Let's go. I've got enough time to do one more race in this episode anyway. But I am going to keep recording until I get that helmet that I want. I'll tell you that much. London. Back in the Camaro. This track's pretty neat because it's like it's not like a rallycross track. because Rallycross is infield stadium stuff. I talk about this a lot, about how the Gran Turismo rally circuits aren't Rallycross, the Sega rally circuits aren't Rallycross, but they're like circuits with, you know, an off-road surface. But I like this track because it's mixed surface. See, look, we're driving on the gravel. Formula E, we're driving on the gravel in Hyde Park. Formula E, eat your heart out. And there's actual racing going on. I mean, I know Formula E cars crash all the time. That's only because their tracks are so narrow. It's not because they're actually trying to race each other. Meanwhile, I am actually going to have to get a little bit racy through here. Otherwise, the other Camaro is going to disappear up the road where I want to be. I feel like this episode might overrun a little bit from the 15 minutes that I've been aiming for. So, oh well. I kind of don't want to end an episode halfway through a race. That's not really my I've been saying my style a lot. You know, I've been trying to convince myself that I have a style, but I don't really. And I might have to, when I do Gran Turismo 3, I'll extend out again to doing 20-minute episodes, just to try and get that done quicker. Although it'll take the same amount, I'll be accomplishing the same amount in each recording session. I'll probably just end up making less episodes. So who knows if that's actually a good idea or not. But once the races get longer, you know, maybe I'll end up only being able to do one race per episode, even at 20 minutes. So I don't know what I'll end up having to do for GT3. But I'll definitely figure something out, because I am eventually going to get that game done. But I am going to keep procrastinating and playing different games until I truly figure something out and have a look into how long it'll take to play Gran Turismo 3 based on my current recording schedule and uploading schedule. I suppose what I could do is wait until I have more free time. Hopefully next term they should give me a pass to be able to leave the school and stuff a little bit, so, you know, if it gets to a period 5 where I've got nothing to do, I could just go home early and then have like an extra long recording session of Gran Turismo on a day where well, actually I don't think I have any Tuesdays where that happens, but, you know, I could, that opens up a lot more days where I could have recording sessions. So, yeah, you know. Then Gran Turismo wouldn't take as long. And then after I'm finished with school, then I'll definitely have loads more time to record, because, well, should do. I won't have to worry about doing any homework. And then eventually, following that, when I finally get around to moving out, then I'll have fucking infinite time to record, you know? So maybe leaving Gran Turismo a few years will be a good idea for actually being able to get it done. And until then, I'll just play games that take less time. But I'm thinking a little bit esoterically here. Well, I don't think that's the right use of esoteric, but you see what I mean. Yeah, I'll probably end up leaving Gran Turismo for a while. I am gonna one day get it done, you know? I started this channel pretty much purely to be able to have somewhere to Let's Play Gran Turismo 3, so I'm definitely gonna Let's Play Gran Turismo 3 at some point on this channel. I just have to, you know, come up with the right opportunity and the right way of doing it. But the whole purpose of this channel was to, I think it was half to finish Gran Turismo 3 and half to finish TT Superbikes. You know, in the beginning, it was purely for Gran Turismo, And then when I started opening up and recording more games and stuff, then it sort of switched to being more about TT Superbikes. And now that I'm nearing the end of Superbikes, really it's a lot about Let's Playing games that I like. And probably ending up Let's Playing games that I don't like. But I'm open to doing that, you know? Maybe I could learn to love a game that I otherwise wouldn't like just from a short exposure to it, or maybe I'll slog through something I hate and be satisfied when it's over with. But who can say? Really, it's all in the future. Something might change drastically and I can't record at all. Something may change drastically and I can record 24/7, which is a far more unlikely outcome of those two things that I've just listed. But I can hope. I don't want to do YouTube as a job. YouTube's not a real job. I want an actual job. That way, when I get accused of sexual assault or something, I have an actual, you know, resume to and CV and stuff to fall back on, to be able to get something to replace that income. And you know, if the audience drops off too much from, if I get to a point where I have enough audience to be able to fund doing YouTube as a job, and then that audience drops away, then you know there'd be like a 5-year plus probably gap in, you know, where it will be that I've been pretty much unemployed. So that won't look good. So I don't want to do YouTube full time. That's for certain. Anyway, next week, Tokyo.